The ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Dalit Sahai, are now ready for your daily news briefing at 10:30 local time. But first, let us catch up with the major headlines. Kundura Taguda Annual Customer Festival celebrated. Microcredit and saving programs in the Central Region. Russia and Ukraine war, second round of peace talks begins in Abu Dhabi. U.S. House poses 1.2 trillion spending package in the government shutdown. Proceeding with our reports. The Kundura Taguda Annual Customary Festival, which is celebrated in Kunama and Nara ethnic groups, was colorfully conducted at Tawunda Administrative Area in Gonyi Subzone from 28 January to 3rd February. The festival was attended by Ambassador Mohammed Al-Houri, Governor of Kashbarka Region, Army commanders, and a large number of people. At the event, members of Kunama ethnic group dressed in traditional costumes presented traditional songs and dances, adding color to the festival. Noting that Kundura Taguda Customary Festival of the Kunama people has been one of the major customary rituals conducted for generations, Mr. Idris Salah, Director General of Culture and Sports in the Kashbarka region, said that initiatives are being carried out in collaboration with the Committee for Research and Intangible Cultural Heritage to conduct in-depth studies with the view to transferring the traditional to future generations. Village elders on their part noted that Kundura Taguda is an annual festival celebrated by Kunama people and it is being conducted colorfully with the support of Commission of Culture and Sports, and Kundura Taguda is celebrated in Kunama Administrative Area of Barantu Subzone in the month of September and Tawuda Administrative Area of Gonyi Subzone in the month of January. At an activity assessment meeting conducted on 3rd February, it was reported that 2025, the microcredit and saving program in the Central Region has conducted commendable activities. Mr. Samsom Johannes, head of the program in the region, reported that as part of the effort conducted to collect loan from customers, the rate of loan repayment has increased by 21% and the amount distributed to customers that has 62.6 million nakfa has increased by 76.5 million nakfa. Furthermore, Mr. Samsom noted that the number of customers compared with that of 2024 has increased by 13.9%, loan repayment from 52.6% to 65.5%. He also said that 55.6% of the beneficiaries are women. Mr. Tafla Asmaram, acting manager of the program, on his part commended the role of the Central Region Administration in the activities of the program, as well as the activity exerted in encouraging customer repay and the loans. The participants on their part called for timely collecting loans and encouraging individuals to benefit from the program in the group. Appreciating the microcredit and saving program, it supports citizens to develop their economic capacity, Mr. Tekiek Alata, Director General of Administration and Finance in the region, called for customers to improve their livelihood from the benefiting they are being provided from the program and repay their loan on time. In the Central Region, microcredit and saving programs has 6 village banks and over 11,000 customers. 3 months theoretical and practical training on computer technology has been provided to youth in Adukhala subzone. The training was organized in collaboration with the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare and the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students in the subzone. Mr. Jamal Noor, head of the Union branch in the subzone, said that the objective of the training was to enhance the vocational capacity of youth and strengthen their contribution to the society and the knowledge they gained from the training. Mr. Tesfai Abraha, acting administrator of the subzone, on his part said that the training, alongside with the regular education, will have significant contribution in strengthening their capacity and called on trainees to develop their skill through practice and transfer the knowledge they gained to their peers. In a related news, the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students, as part of the 5-year strategic plan, provided training to youth in Dagergish and Adukhala focusing on new structure and activities of the union. Ms. Naita Forki, head of the National Union of Eritrean Women in the Southern Region, conducted a meeting on the women in the Eastern Escarpment and Adrai Sabzone focusing on enhancing organizational and participation in the education. At the meeting conducted on 2nd and 3rd February, an administrative area of Igla, Meskolozula, Safira, Karibosa, and Mr. Sanait indicating that the role of the contribution of Eritrean women in various stages of the history of the country, and called on the strengthening organizational capacity and participation in the national development programs. Noting that education is the base of all development, Ms. Sanait said that as a teaching woman is teaching the society and called on administrations and influential people to play their real role in enhancing the participation of women in education as well as the efforts to eradicate harmful practices. Ms. Umuna Salah, head of the Foreign Relations at the National Union of Eritrean Women Central Office, gave extensive briefing on health, physical and psychological consequences of harmful practices and urged for coordinated effort to control them. The participants on their part called for providing support for women who are managing families, conducting sustainable promotional activities with a view to develop political awareness of women, organizing vocational training programs to enhance capacity of women, as well as providing due attention to village regrouping. Straight ahead is our international news after a short break. Welcome back. Ukrainian and Russian negotiators has begun on a second round of the United States brokered talks to the United Arab Emirates as they seek to advance the fraught negotiation on how the Russia's nearly 4-year war on Ukraine. The Russian and Ukraine delegations arrived in Abu Dhabi on Wednesday morning, according to the Russian state media and spokesperson from the Ukrainian chief negotiator. It remained unclear that the U.S. delegation would arrive. The two-day trilateral talks in Abu Dhabi comes as the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky accused Russia of violating the agreement brokered by U.S. President Donald Trump and called for ceasing attack on energy facilities. The United States House of Representatives has approved a $1.2 trillion spending package to partial government shutdown. The partition legislation passed on Tuesday restored lopsided funding and a key federal program, including those with the Department of the Labor and Education. Immigration was the major point connection. The bill temporarily extends funding to the department and that leaves rooms for lawmakers to negotiate change and reform to immigration enforcement and wake a federal agent killing 2 U.S. citizens, Renee Gott and Alex Pratt, last month. Speaker Mike Johnson said the experts of the two sides will be able to reach an agreement by the deadline. Our last report. Russia's gross domestic production grew by 1% in 2025. President Vladimir Putin said in a meeting with the government on Tuesday. The Russian president pointed out that Russia's GDP grew by 1% last year. This is below the previous growth rate, 4.1% in 2023 and 4.3% in 2024. He stated that this slowdown was not just expected, it could even describe as man-made, since it is linked to the targeted effort to reduce inflation. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a quick recap of the headlines. Kandura Tauda Annual Customary Festival celebrated. Microcredit and saving programs in the Central Region. Russia and Ukraine war's second round of peace talks begins in Abu Dhabi. And the U.S. House opposed $1.3 trillion spending package in Indian government shutdowns. That's the news from ERi-TV studios. This has been the Let's reporting. Thanks for watching and have a good night.